Hi, GV here with a full review of a brand new amp. And let me get it up here. Oh man, it's heavy. It's heavy. It is a Electro Harmonix 44 Magnum. And this is a full review. I usually just do show and tells, but this is a full review. It's got two controls on it. It's got a norm switch and a bright switch. And I think that's because it must have been invented by Norm, because he's bright. I don't know. And it's got a volume knob. And if you turn that volume knob clockwise, or as I like to say, to the right, it turns the volume up. Too much. If you turn it counterclockwise, or as I like to say, to the left, it turns the volume down. Thank you for watching. It's been very fun. That's my full review. It is a 44 watt amplifier, and it's the oddest darn thing I've ever seen. I bought it kind of on a whim just for the fun of it, and I thought, you know, this is gonna suck. And so if I turn it up, it goes from about, you know, like 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if I turn it up to about 9 a.m., I have a ton of volume. And just for sitting around the house. Wait a minute. If I turn it up to 9 o'clock, it's got more than enough volume for sitting around the house. If I turn it up to about noon, it gets crazy. I'm just going through a 1x12 Fender cab and this with no pedals or anything in front of it. And if I turn it up all the way to 5 p.m., I don't know how this microphone, you know, I usually use a little Rode mini mic on top of the camera, and today I'm using a Harmonix. And the difference I find is the Rode records things a little bit more bassy, and the Harmonix is a little bit more trebly, so it may sound different. It barely distorts in the norm mode. The speaker, it's got a lot of bass on the low end, a lot of boom there, a little too much. If I turn that bright on, doesn't do much. It just very tiny amount of brightness is added. There's the norm. There's the bright. That was at about 2 o'clock. Anyway, I can't make this video any longer than it is. It goes out to 8 or 16 ohms. 44 watts at 8 ohms, and according to some, it maintains 8 watts at 16 ohms, which I find kind of odd and a little bit suspicious. I mean, in the old days with tube amps, if you went into a 16 ohm design with an amp designed for 8 ohms, it would cut everything in half. This clearly doesn't cut everything in half, I don't think. I ran it through another little speaker I have that is set for 16 ohms, and I could barely tell any difference. And then somebody said, well, it cuts it down by like 20% or something, so it cuts it down to like 30 watts or something like that. I don't know. on the chat rooms when Electro Harmonix answers a question, they say, well, it's best designed for 8 ohms, but you'll still get great performance at 16, and they don't tell you exactly how many watts it's putting out at 16. So I don't know. I know Quilter's done some work where it doesn't, you know, with solid state, it doesn't cut it by half, it cuts it by, yeah, 20-25% or something like that. It's a fun little amp, and I haven't put my Pod Go in front of it. If you did that and ran a preamp or something, it could get pretty crazy, I bet. Well, that's just me noodling around, and for around home, that's actually almost too loud. That's at about 1 o'clock. Great, it's really fun. It's so different than what I thought. I thought it was going to dirty up right away and be just one comment in a blog said it's supposed to emulate a Marshall stack, and you know, all the way up. Wow, it's making some string somewhere vibrate. That is pretty damn loud. Could I gig with it? It seems to me like it's just short of, you know, it's not like my old Blues Deluxe was 40 watts and it was a lot louder than this. So, but I think you could come pretty darn close. Certainly great for practice in a garage somewhere. I'm just surprised that it doesn't distort up earlier than it does, that it's got just tons of headroom to it, so, you know, maybe good with pedals. Here you hear that bassiness. So maybe an EQ pedal would be helpful. Anyway, that's all I can tell you about it. So it's 2 switches, bright, norm, and a volume. My gosh, can you believe it's almost Christmas? Can you believe that? I'm not adjusted yet. I'm not ready for 2024. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we will talk to you later.